Good morning. Vic here at Vic Saga 68, and thanks for plugging into the channel here. And it's a good morning. What is that bright, shiny orbit? It's the sun. Don't get a lot of it, but there it is, and it's wonderful. Good to see. This is a video that I had planned for some later time, but it's pressing. It's not depressing, it's pressing, I said. And, I want to do videos on boats and cruising and guns and shooting clays and doing all sorts of fun things. But this particular video is, I'll call it pressing. Where does it, it started long ago. But no, it's about exercise, okay? That's not fun. It's like, oh, for crying out loud. And everybody's got those, they're ex-coaches and stuff like that. Am I an ex-coach? Yeah, I've done that. But I'll break to an epiphany that hit me a year ago. And I was on the couch, and for some reason it occurred to me. It was like a Monday morning, and I didn't have to go to work, being retired. And it occurred to me, whoa, I had been on the couch for quite a while. And it's like, do it, just do it. And so the epiphany was Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, go back to work. Except you don't quite go to work. Instead, you take a left turn, and you go to the Y. You go to work, and guess what the project is? One's self. Now, you only do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay? That's not too hard, is it? And go in there for a couple hours, and no script, no requirement. Just go in and just sort of move around. What looks good? So you step on this and you do that, you do these things, and then after a while, you hop in a nice warm pool and a jacuzzi, and you come out, and whoa, guess what? You've got energy now. Instead of it wiping you out and tiring you out, of course, just the opposite happened. So it began that Monday, Wednesday, Friday routine. Now I have other areas. I have a room in the house that I've set up with stuff, and yeah, that helps too. That's supplementary. That's nice. But all of this is beside what all we do, besides life, all the things that we participate in. But what I am sensing, experiencing now, has to do with all the people, within 20 years of my age group. And a lot of them aren't here anymore. And those who are can't move much, they say, because of pain, aches, and all of that. And after a while of being concerned with aches and not wanting to move because it hurts, and then they don't move, pretty soon they fade away. And you look back, and yeah, they're no longer with us. And then they're no longer with us. It's like, ha. And so this, boy, I've lost, love to do things, and with people, nice to do it with them, get biking people and sailing people and all of that. And wow, I have my dog. Even this one is a new dog. The old guy, he was good. But at any rate, you run through these people, and they're not making it. They're not with us anymore. And then this is the real issue: is that there are people who are pending. It's like, you know, not to tell them what all you're doing because it's going to depress them. Well, that's an interesting thing. Oh, for crying out loud. No, I have, probably 5 or 6 people. I don't dare mention all the things that I do because it will kind of depress them. And on occasion in the years past, yeah, I've been able to get them to go with me a little once, or do this once, or go to the physical therapist once. And so it goes. And now we're going into Jack Palant's Aging is Not for Sissies. But it's so big. And so this darn video is about personal restoration. I've done a lot of restoration of boats and so many things. I'm a traditional wooden boat restorer, among other kind of restorers. And I had a business card, and then it turned into just a regular card that I'd give to people. And what do I put down on that thing? I put the word restoration. And sometimes I'll look at it and say, boat restoration? I'll say, yeah. They'll say, bike restoration? Yes. But the main thing is, the most important thing we can restore is ourself. Without that, you've got nothing. With it, you've got everything. If you are today healthy, free of pain, pretty much flexible, strong enough to go up and down stairs, out to the car, whatever, shovel some snow, mow some grass, whatever, depending on your, move some rocks. At any rate, that is, you're so rich, extremely wealthy. So what I have observed now, it's fun being older. You go through decades, this area, that area, that area. And, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, there was sports. And so you worked out, and you built up certain areas of your body to be capable of excelling in those sports. And one did. And it was amazing what you could do. And you were fairly good at something, but practicing it more and developing certain muscles, reactions, timings, flexibility also. But the muscles, they would allow you to excel, to improve, to get better and better at that sport. Well, guess what? What we've got now is far bigger than the Olympics, okay? It's called life. What a sport. And so this video, and there'll probably be sequels, unfortunately, is about this sport of life and building and strengthening for that sport. So brace yourself. I mean, it's not, this is not one that you can watch for enjoyment. It's just kind of irritating. But it's like I don't dare go on to my other videos that I want to do because this one is nagging at me. I feel like I'm lying to you. That's the point of it. We can go into, I want to do, I want to do the outside stuff with my 1905 Hammer double shotgun with shooting clays, okay? I got to be able to hit enough of them to make it worth, not too embarrassing to show. So it takes a little practice, but I got to get out there And it's 3 or 4 inches of snow. That makes visual contrast better, so it should make a better video. But I got to really put on the clothes, you know. And at any rate, so there's that. Also, I want to do mountain snow biking. All right. So anyway, I've got all these videos that all these other things in life that are a lot more exciting. But if I am doing those, there's something that is the most important, and that is the thing that I'm also doing that I'm not showing, that I'm not talking about. Okay, and that is at least 3 days a week. At least 3 days a week has to do with just exercise. Just flat out exercise. Yeah. My brothers, those guys, older brothers would always say, hey, I work plenty hard. I get plenty of physical exercise working. It's not the same, you know? And all the people who, all the people in the homes, cleaning your homes, you get plenty of exercise, right? Yeah. And taking care of kids, whatever it is, you get plenty of exercise, but there's something a little bit missing. And that's what I'm going to address. And it has to do with a way of, in a way, people look at me and they say, well, yeah, you're lucky. You've been pretty good. I mean, your health is good. It's not luck. There's some really important decisions that I made when I was 40, 50, 60. And that, especially when you're working, okay? When you're at work, whatever the work is, across the board. Administration will have, how about a lunch meeting? I think a lunch meeting at work probably is one of the, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm just an observer of the human condition. A lunch meeting probably, to me, is like the biggest killer. I have taught, okay? I have professed. Of the professors who were with me during my high professing years, I don't think any of them are alive. And I think it's because they went to those meetings. A lunch meeting, your digestion, okay, and all that angst going on. Those two are, I think, killers, okay? Put those together. What would I do? I would take a bad review of my professionalism, because I wouldn't attend as many meetings as most people, because I'd go off to the gym for a couple of hours instead of 2 hours of grisly meetings. I'll give myself 10 more years on that one, okay? I think. Now, you never can tell. You might fall over right away. I'm feeling tense right now, just confessing all this stuff. So you don't get those high evaluations. You don't get the good resultant contract. You don't get as much money from your administrators and from your leaders, because they saw you didn't attend these meetings. No, if you have them over in the gym, I would have attended them. But no, that's not how they work, is it? Do they? At any rate, you finally retire and you're vertical. That's amazing if you've achieved that, okay? Then, I say, it isn't luck totally that you're maybe still vertical. You've got some genes, some good heredity, maybe on the one side, not on the other side. Some are, some aren't. But what did you do for yourself? What did you do with yourself? How did you stay vertical and you're moving, all right? So that's, again, what is really crucial now at this stage. I don't want to make this too long. Let me have a sip of coffee here. what I learned long ago is that if you've got some ailments, consider your body and how can it help? How can your own body help you? One of the first things is with knees, right? A person's a little overweight and their knees are starting to bother them. How many very overweight people have to have knee surgery? Wow. To me, and again, I'm not a doctor, but before I'd have knee surgery, I'd sure drop a whole bunch of pounds. Get your pounds down. Your knees will love it. They will thank you for it. You will feel that thanking, all right? So look at yourself. This is a hard thing to do. What is it that you need? What is it that you what's your particular pain to begin with, okay? And that is step one, is trying to identify your own malady, your own problem, your own real issues. Now, I say mind and body. Oh boy, that balance. The hardest thing is to have the energy to do exercise, for crying out loud. So therefore, don't do much of it. There's one look for advantages. What can you do to immediately help yourself? Well, first of all, if it's something that you're trying to get a little strength in, if you're feeling weak, okay? If you're feeling weak, right off the bat, shoulders and probably the old curls, the old lifting things. I hear so many people say, I can hardly lift anything anymore. Duh. And then my back hurts. Duh. There's 3 areas real quick that need exercise Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Somehow, just the lightest exercise possible, just to introduce your body to the fact that it's going to do some repetition, not much, and real light, but you're gonna do some repetition on those 3 areas Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, so you can't lift anything. All right, start with, so that's gonna be first off biceps. Okay, you're doing curls. The other thing was, I said, also your shoulders, okay? So deltoids, 2 areas. And the third one I said was your back, okay? So you're gonna do some back things. Now, here's the deal. Here's the rule. Remember this, please. If it's a matter of flexibility, if it's flexibility, okay, that's an everyday thing. You can do those every day. Something that'll help you be more flexible, okay? And, I'm just doing this thing, okay? This is kind of flexible, maybe, twisting. Okay, there's flexibility. This is going extremely simple, okay? Like you're an idiot. That's how I like introductions, is treat me like an idiot, please, because I'm a slow learner. At any rate, okay, if it's flexibility, do those simple things every day. Every day, okay? Don't do much of them, just a little bit. Like little twisters, sitting or standing. I'll get to that later. Another video will get a little more involved. But the other thing was, we hit 3 areas, just that quick. Your back and your lifting, all right, those 3. All right, I'm breaking lifting down into shoulders, something about your shoulder, and something about your arms, okay? And then your back. So in trying to improve in lifting, this is a matter of your muscles are becoming, they are leaving. They are becoming, you ever been in the hospital for a while? Have you ever seen somebody in a hospital for a while? What happens to them? Okay, that's an over-exaggeration, hopefully. But what happens there in a fairly short period of time is what happens to us in a longer period of time, but it's the same stuff, okay? The more you couch potato, I had a great thing the other day, a week ago. Oh my God. What was I watching? It doesn't matter what I was watching. It was a submarine thing. And wow, it was an entire book he had written. And so it was like an 8 hour narration and visual on YouTube. And oh my God, I watched it. I was hypnotized. I hit the couch, okay? For at least 5 to 6 hours. I was immobile on the couch. Just, I couldn't leave it. This was fantastic. It was that good. At any rate, it was all real, and it's the 505, the U505 in Chicago, and the real crew member who was on it. At any rate, point is, after was it around 8 o'clock that night, I got up out of the couch. Woo! I could hardly move, and I had a lot of pains here and there. I had pain in the back, pain in the knees, shoulders. It was like woo, and I was real creaky. Okay, and it was like wham. I don't do that. I don't do that. But I did that, and it was just again another awakening as to what happens to you when you're immobile. Like I have friends who don't get up till 11. They can't because they're in pain. So they do every morning what I did once this year, and we have the repercussions from it. Okay, and the more you are immobile, the more you'll be immobile, and then eventually you'll die. Isn't that something? How many times do we have to see that? Because it's circulation, it's the whole, everything. At any rate, my point is now, I said flexibility is something increasing in flexibility. You do it every day. Not much, but every day. Now, we'll go to the other thing. That's the yin, here's the yang, is strength. How to get that strength. How do you get strength? Don't you remember? You poor women, most of you, didn't do the sports that we did in high school, college, whatever. And so you got a different track. Oh my. I was watching a history program on Greece, 300, 200 BC, and how the males were wonderful. Women were to be trashed unless they could keep reproducing. At any rate, I think we haven't lost that over the thousands of years. It's so amazing, that attitude. At any rate, there is a change in the atmosphere, of course, with the 20-year-old, 30-year-old women nowadays, and that is wonderful. But what do we do? What do we do with your 60-year-old plus? That's what I'm talking about. And I mean, not just you, but I'm talking about anyone over 60. You've got the flexibility. You do that thing every day, whatever it is that you're having trouble with. And after a couple of weeks, you should see 1 to 2% every day improvement. All right, now we're talking about trying to get strength. How do you get strength? So we're talking about strength training. Strength training for sports was the old thing of repetition of movement, of a particular movement, but also repetition, reps, and sets of repetitions. So maybe you do 15. Okay, very quickly. So we're talking about a curl. So you curl your arm like this, and if you can do it, yep. People hold books, maybe a dictionary. Go to the Goodwill store. For $2, you can get a weight, okay? Or 2 weights, all right? And you start doing this curl thing, okay? Now this is a repetitious movement, all right? It takes at least a dozen, if not 15 to 18, to have a set, and then you set it down. Now wait. Give it about 40 seconds, and you can feel the blood going in there. Whoa, really? Yeah, you can feel the blood going into, in this case, it'd be your biceps, okay? That was one set, okay? Do a second set, same thing, 15 repetitions, same movement. 2 if you want, or 1. Third set. 4 was always the magic. Now, Jack LaLanne, okay, this takes us back into the 40s. Jack LaLanne was magnificent, and he was he understood the whole thing. The beauty of Jack, and a lot of people don't do this nowadays, is a lot of stuff gets lost, as you may know if you're older. It just gets lost in the dust of time and doing all the things we do. Anyway, Jack had this beautiful thing, which I had a refresher on one day in Canada. I was watching this on an old channel they had, a Jack LaLanne, and it's like, oh, for crying out loud. After you do your curls, your 4 sets of 15 reps each. All right, you got the blood here. You got the blood in the upper body. And guess what then? Keep it generally there. Next thing you're going to do is shoulder, okay? And the thing you're going to do with your shoulder is, again, same weights, probably half that, hardly any, maybe nothing at all. You're just going to go out like that, you know, deltoids, okay? Same thing. And so you're going out doing at least a dozen to 15 to 18, your choice of repetition, and 4 sets. So now you did 4 sets of bicep curls. You did 4 sets of deltoid, whatever you call them. And now, what can you do for your back? Be careful with this back. Now, I hope you're taking fish oil in and eating fish, but I like fish oil. In my mind, it's going in between each of those little bones in your back. Anyway, I'm not a doctor. At any rate, your back is a real serious matter. And what I recommend is laying flat down. When you lay flat down on your bed, maybe put your head over the end of the bed, all right, and put your hands, bring your arms and shoulders forward. Also put those on the floor or toward the floor. And now all you're going to do is you're going to lift up your head and lift up your maybe shoulders, your upper body, just hardly at all. Hardly at all. This is very dangerous. The back is such a sensitive, complex thing. From notochord on down to the more notable chords. At any rate, I have a thing that I have to do every morning, that I do every morning, because it's not so strengthening as much as it is flexibility, and that is when I'm doing when I'm making coffee, I'll do a French press. Put my hand on the French press top. It's going to take a little while. As it's going down, I force myself to slowly look up, okay? Look straight up at the top of the mast, and then look down, then slowly look over to the right, and slowly look over to the left. And you can hear pop, crack, snapple, okay? All that good stuff going on in there. You're not strengthening, you're getting that flexibility. Without that flexibility, all of a sudden you can get dizzy during the day, or when you're bending down to get in the car, all of a sudden, you get these shooting pains, all sorts of stuff. This is a flexibility thing. At what point does flexibility issue handed over to strength? They are very, very much intertwined, obviously. But let your body let you know what it needs. Let your body help you correct some of the issues. Start as easy as you possibly can, but for the sake of your life, start. I love the Monday, Wednesday, Friday going to the why, because what I found out 20 years ago was that you can, as an older person, you can give it 2 or 3 days. You can give it 2 days of rest in between if you can. Oh, what I was referring to here is like strength building. Back to the strength training. You did the three things. You did the curls, you did the deltoid, and you did the back. In each case, you did 4 sets of maybe 15. Not very hard, if at all. Uh, do not rush. Do not put too much weight. Do not get involved yeah, you're gonna get this done. No, hopefully at the end of the week you have 3% improvement. At the end of 2 weeks, you'll have at least 3% improvement in all 3 areas. Isn't that amazing? The human body is an incredible thing, but let it help you. Strength training on certain areas, but you have to give that every other day, because after you've done these things, there are little things that are going to repair, providing you're not smoking too much or not drinking, if possible, much. Then your blood will supply all the little things that's necessary. You're going to rush it in there. And at the end of a month, the amazing thing is you have energy. Now that's just totally weird, because you've been working and doing a lot of stuff, physically involved, and of all things, now you've got energy. I don't, that's the way it works. And that's all. Okay, I can get on and on and on about this. All I wanted to do here at this stage is just set the scene as to using your body. And I'll tell you some grim history of trying to get rid of certain problems that one's body has, but you let your body correct it. You let your body strengthen it, build it, and dissipate it. That's the amazing thing. Human body is amazing. But I've finally learned how to eat, and that was the hardest part for me. At any rate, all of this also, the individual is unique, and what I'm saying, yeah, take some of it with a grain of salt. Now, there's some of it that is absolute. I mean, it just comes up time after time as the truth. And whether you knew about Jack LaLanne, one of my heroes, or what, I'm not a anymore. At any rate, I'm not a competitive person in sports. Nah, unfortunately. But I was once, and maybe you were in some. And if you weren't, then, okay, there's a lot you need to know, because you're in a sport now, the biggest that there ever is, and it's called life, okay? And you don't maybe have to get medals for it, but you have to kind of win, all right? What you win is another day of up and around, and this is where the mind comes in. All of a sudden, you're feeling better. It's so interconnected. It's spooky, but it's how it works. All right, I think I've introduced this, and I'll try to label these things. Exercise agony 1 or I don't know, but it's like this stuff works. This stuff is more important than any of the others. And I think of my people who are either lying in bed or lying on a couch or sitting in a real comfortable chair, being really depressed in all 3 situations. And that is just further downward. And you got to get up and do some stuff. Not a lot, but get your body used to it. Get your body introduced to it and then used to it. Okay, and as soon as it knows, oh, we're doing this now, that's what was always so good about the gym. It's like, oh my God, hate to hardly drag your butt over to the gym, but once you were there, once you got those shoes on, you remember, once you got your gym shoes on that you're going to go work out, yeah, okay, the rest was all automatic. And then after, in that case, after the shower, wow, all right. Uh, I still complain over at the Y. I said, can you please, when I come on out after 2 hours, when I come on out, when I walk out the door, I want to hear the theme from Rocky. Any rate, enough for me from uh, on this topic. Enough for the introduction is what I'm trying to say here. All right, so Vic at Vic Saga 68. Uh, if you got the guts, subscribe. I don't know whether you want to put like, but try it. There must be something that you liked about it. I don't know. I'll try to. It's still sunny out there too, but it's getting white and overcast already. At any rate, have a good one, and the next the next session will be worse. Okay, all right, bye for now.